Hey.
Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome. I am Estela Mata, one of the founders or co-founders of Looms for Lupus, and we are a support system for those living with lupus, their loved ones, and their caregivers. And we're just excited to start this amazing live with our friend Melissa Tallward. Melissa, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Melissa Tolwar. I am the executive director and founder of the Support Fibromyalgia Network. We focus on fibromyalgia patient education, medical education, advocacy, and research. We're excited to start this new Community Connect Live series with Looms for Lupus. Friday, I still need some more coffee. It's just the morning, apparently. But for those on our East Coast, bring your lunch, bring your coffee, and your comfy slippers. So we're going to get started. And we felt that this would be a good opportunity to share updates from the work that we've been doing throughout the week. I know Juana and Estela have so much to share with the community that I was like, you guys have to keep sharing this because they're involved with so many meetings, a lot of advocacy related things. So we want to try to get you involved. So this is encouraging updates, encouraging discussions. We'll invite guests on Fridays. And so at least you know we're here and we'll be able to talk about all the work that Looms for Lupus is doing and Support Fibro.
Yes, and not only is it going to be great for you, but also for your loved ones, because I think at the end of the day, when we live with chronic conditions, it does affect the family. So we're so excited to do this. But yes, we have been a little busy, Melissa. You have been as well. So it's with great pleasure that we're bringing this live today to bring you guys some updates. So one of the things that we both have been doing is that we have been attending our Congresswoman's Grace Napolitano's Mental Health Caucus. And we attend those every month. And these meetings are where everyone gathers together and brings in the resources that they have for our community. So I'm so thrilled that you were able to join, Melissa, and that we are able to represent the fibromyalgia and the lupus and overlapping illness community. Because, when we talk about how mental health affects us, it's, when you live with fibromyalgia or lupus or any other chronic illness, you are at a higher rate of falling into a lot of these symptoms like depression, suicide, ideation, and, we need to support each other. So one of the things that I will talk about and then is going to be the resources that we can provide and or link you to. And then Melissa's going to talk a little more about the legislative part about it, because we do a lot of advocacy work and we do work with our Congress, a woman, and also with our local legislators. So one of the things that I do want to let you know is that we are located in Baldwin Park, California, and Sierra Madre, California. So a lot of the resources that we can connect you to are obviously here in California. However, if you are watching us from the East Coast or anywhere else, we do have connections and we work with other organizations. So please feel free to reach out to us regardless of where you are living in the United States. A couple of resources are obviously if you need support with depression, mental health, there are a lot of mental health agencies that are providing telemedicine. So even if you live in rural communities or cannot get to a facility for support, you could still you can still reach out and get the support that you need. This month is Pain Awareness Month, which a lot of us with all these conditions that I kind of mentioned live with. And you add that to COVID and all of the extra stress that we have received within these last 6 months or so. So it is very, very important that we continue to stay connected, that we know what the symptoms of depression and how to treat it and who to reach out to, because the most important thing is you are not alone. And this month is also Suicide Awareness Month. So we want you to know that, again, just because you may think, okay, I don't want to kill myself, but just having ideas or thoughts of can be triggering, and you want to make sure that you get help. And if you know someone with also that needs to get connected, or if you notice that your loved one is in need of help and maybe they're not talking about it so much, you can reach out to us and we can kind of help you guide that conversation or spark that conversation. So go ahead, Melissa, you could take it on.
Oh, I just wanted to let everyone know that I posted a link to the representative's website. She's leading the Mental Health Caucus,
Yes,
right?
she
Correct?
is leading the Mental Health Caucus.
Okay, so this is important legislation she's put forward, and it was definitely a good conversation to be on the call, and I appreciate the invite from our Looms for Lupus friends because they were veterans in the group. We had a couple mayors. I know we had the mayor from Glendora and some of the cities come in, so they were talking. The police department was involved, so there's different conversations going across the board. Kaiser Permanente gave a presentation. So a lot of discussions in health and social workers. There was a teen online, which I was really fascinated. I guess it's a teen to teen online chat for getting resources and help. So I think eventually we got to share all this content. I think they sent us an email, so we'll be sure to add it to the update. But I'm just going to pull up some of the legislation that is happening from this. So she's urging inclusion of HR 1109, the Mental Health Services for Students Act, in the next COVID-19 relief legislation. And we'll add some of the links here so you can read that. She's also working on the House Committee on Appropriations released their fiscal year 21 labor HHS education funding bill, a summary of the bill. So we'll add that too. This is a lot of information, Estela. So it's at the 11091, correct?
Yes. So it is a lot of information. Okay. And if it's overwhelming for you that are tuning in, you can go ahead and read it and, get more information on it and see if this affects your state. And remember, a lot of these legislations do affect everyone in the United States. So if you do see something that affects you or your state, and you contact your legislator locally.
I think what we need to do is when we post this, what we might have to do is spell out the acronyms, because I was noticing there's a lot of the bill funds SAMHSA at 6 billion. So it's all these acronyms.
Oh, yeah. I know, which we don't, we're not all experts, but we just know we want to spread the word and we want to have our legislators, support this, especially if it impacts, Medicaid, and a lot of those living with chronic conditions are on Medicaid services.
Well, I think that's the big thing is she's working on the Medicaid Institutions for Mental Disease Payment Prohibition Bill. So I guess this is what she also gave us an attachment for the meeting. And this is something that she's working on to include a budget for mental health when it comes to this in the different bills, especially for people who are needing to go and get special treatment.
Yes, definitely.
So we'll have those updates there. And again, I posted the links to her website. So it's the mental health page where she has a lot of these resources as well, and some of the priorities that we can do, especially now that it's September Suicide Awareness Month. It's Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. I think if it's the correct one with all the resources. And I know we'll be working with Michelle from the Invisible Me organization, and I apologize, I need more coffee today. So that event is coming up. So we'll have more resources from Florida. I think you mentioned too, East Coast, and combination of the above. So if you need any of these resources, please reach out. We're gaining as much content and interacting with people or the organizations so we can help service the community.
Yes, and like Melissa was saying, one of the things that we do is we collaborate and we work with so many organizations. Just last weekend we had a symposium on how lupus affects the minority communities with Kelly Rosetta from More Than Lupus, and she's in Portland, Oregon. So, we have no barriers, we have no state lines that we need to cross over. We go ahead and we do that, so without any difficulty. So please reach out to us if you need anything. Another thing, so if you missed that symposium that I was just talking about, you can go to our page, and we did share that. Another thing that, do you want to move on to the next one on, or do you want to talk more about mental health, Melissa?
Well, I got really interested in the conversation when you guys hosted the event over the weekend to highlight especially some of the genetic components, which ties into personalized medicine anyway, with what we sat in on the personalized medicine conversation. I think they were talking more about COVID, but it was an interesting conversation for lupus, for the genetic component. So people definitely need to check out that video. It's on your page, right? And More Than Lupus.
Yes, it's on there. Yes. And that's one thing that not everyone knows, what precision medicine is, or how the genetic composition, how our bodies take specific treatments, and how our DNA does, or what we have, or what we carry in our DNA and our genes affects the I want to say maybe I can't think of the word. Maybe I need coffee too. Like, the risk associated with health conditions. That's the word I was looking for. The risk associated with health conditions. And we're hoping that in the future, we are able to see what works for me, instead of just, what this treatment has worked in the past for a white Caucasian 45-year-old, male, versus, a Hispanic Latina woman like me. So, that's where everything's going to, and that's why we're so interested in learning more, Melissa, like you are, in regards to anything that involves precision medicine and the future of healthcare and healthcare access for ourselves and for our communities, because, minorities don't always get involved, and or we don't get information in regards to what precision medicine what precision medicine is, or how it impacts us, or how to even participate in clinical research trials. So those are all things that we're always very passionate about sharing. So it's pretty interesting to see how that affects everything. Like you said, the webinar we were on, about precision medicine and about COVID, there's a lot of things that are happening. The great news from the webinar we were at yesterday is that hopefully by November, by either the end of October or the beginning of November, we'll find out about possible vaccines for COVID-19. So, we're looking forward to that news. As soon as we hear back in regards to that, then we will also share with you guys, because COVID obviously is impacting all of us. So we want to know if there's a vaccine treatment, if it's going to work. And then one of the things that they're talking about is that there has been a decline in COVID-19. So that is actually great news. However, coming into the fall season, it might increase again, and then with the flu and influenza and everything else. So the good thing is that everyone is prepared, and that was one of the highlights that I heard yesterday from the doctor that was giving a discussion about this, is the fact that that everyone's more prepared. They are saving more lives. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. So again, that's why it's so great to participate and to be part of these amazing conversations, because if you can't do it, we'll do it for you, and we'll bring you the information. So as we get information, we'll bring it to you. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, since we're talking about bringing in information, Melissa, I don't know if you knew, but there is this research institute that does blogs on how different things affect the autoimmune communities. And it's called Benaroya Research Institute, and they have a blog, and you can follow them on Twitter. And they reached out to my sister in regards to autoimmune and sun exposure, and if sun exposure affects autoimmune condition flares. And their blog just came out a couple days ago, so I just shared it on Twitter, and I'll be sharing it on Facebook and on Instagram. But it is a great read. My sister Juana, who lives with lupus, fibromyalgia, Sjogren's, and so many other conditions, does get affected by sun exposure, and she flares up. So she, as soon as she's out in the sun, immediately she has pain in her lungs. She can't breathe, and she starts, feeling the symptoms of the butterfly rash effects. And also, a lot of people are not aware of this, but The UV rays are also, you can get them from the lighting, either at your workplace or, or like at stores and stuff like that. So be very cautious and aware about your symptoms, about sun exposure, UV ray exposure, and your autoimmune conditions. So to read more about that blog, please go to the links. I can also put the link on here, I think.
Yeah, we can add
once
the
we're
link.
done.
We can edit the description and add it, or you can post it in the comments too.
Okay, I'll do that. And Melissa, one of the things I wanted to ask you, I know you have fibromyalgia, I have fibromyalgia. I have not been diagnosed with any other autoimmune condition, and we all know that fibromyalgia is not classified as autoimmune. There's so much confusion about fibromyalgia, but we definitely know it's real. But the sun does affect me. Does it affect you?
No, but there are some moments lately where I'm feeling like if it is tingling my head or I'm getting a little bit more sensitive, but I have heard that with heat tolerance, either cold tolerance or heat tolerance. Now I'm probably on the other side where I can't touch things that are cold. Like we're rearranging the freezer and I have to walk in with gloves. So I literally wear mittens and gloves, like 2 layers. So my hands, because they'll hurt really bad. So if it'll keep me from eating the ice cream. Because if I have to touch something like ice cream, but if I have to grab something like ice cream, or even when I've been shopping and I open up the freezer to get any frozen veggies, my hands will turn purple and be cold. And it hurts so bad. So I don't know if I'm on the other end of the spectrum. So when I feel heat, I'm relieved. It's interesting. I wish we had more research on that. But do you get like, some people get rashes, some people get irritated.
I actually get a rash. I also get rashes on my face, and that's why for a long time, I've been living with pain forever, and I didn't get my diagnosis of fibromyalgia until 2 years ago. But I thought that I may have lupus because I get almost like a butterfly rash. I get it really bad right here, and I feel like it's burning, and also, my fatigue increases with the heat. So I don't know if it's that or what else is going on. But right now that you were talking about the sensitivity to cold, Isabella, my daughter, who also lives with fibromyalgia, and I tell you, she's your twin. She also, her hands are always cold. So I guess it's a little bit, she gets relief with the heat as well, in her hands. But the one thing that I did notice with her is she has sensitivity to the sun, like on her arms and everything. So she has to wear those, what is it, like like those UV protective clothing at times. So lately, even though with this heat, you would think, why are you wearing a long sleeve? You're being weird. Why, it's so hot, like get a tank top or something. With her, she has to wear protective covering because she feels like the heat, like the sun is burning inside her skin. So
well, and we need it now. We're going to
thing.
hit 111 in California the next few days. So stay covered, everyone. And we do have that sensitivity because I hear that often. It's either the heat tolerance of where you live. So I wish they would, again, you know me, I want them to do more research on the connection and prevalence because people are getting diagnosed more and more who have lupus and RA and other autoimmune conditions. So
yes, and we just need to get this classified, this fibromyalgia. And speaking about fibromyalgia, so you have, I was looking back at last year. This time was our first time we went to Advocacy Day with you with Fibro Support Fibro, and those pictures came up, and I just thought, we were so nervous about being there for the first time in 2019 with you, and but we did it. It's been a year. We've already been to DC twice with you. How excited are you to be able to take the fibromyalgia advocacy over to DC?
It was, see, this is where I have to do my work and actually take time to enjoy it. I'm so happy that you came in, and Looms for Lupus, Estela and Juana just helped us so much. and we had a crew of people. And I know afterwards I could really feel the energy. Everyone was so inspired. So even though I'm like, stress is my middle name, so I was so stressed out because I had never gone to Capitol Hill before, and now we were there, and we're like, oh, okay. So I mean, it's good. It was a great start, and we've already gone twice, so we just have to keep going and keep this up. I know with COVID, it changed everything, but we can still continue to complete fibromyalgia advocacy and awareness. We can talk about it more. And all of the things that we're working on, I mean, we're involved with the NINDS nonprofit forum. So they're seeing that fibromyalgia is actually communicating with the NIH more and more. We're on all the discussions. So we talk about fibromyalgia, and even with the Mental Health Consortium. So fibromyalgia is just, we're constantly in everyone's face talking about fibromyalgia.
Yes, and even though Melissa says she's stresses her middle name, she can hide it well because she was a fearless leader and she led us all to, all the meetings. She coordinated everything. So without you, the fibromyalgia advocacy team would not have been able to do what they did. And it's just been amazing, especially because I have been able to take my daughters with me along the ride. So we need to inspire our youth that are living with these chronic illnesses, to remind them that they're not alone and that their voice matters, and that they are the future generations, and that they need to lead and guide, and know that they do have a voice and that they can meet with legislators and make a difference for the future. But speaking again on fibromyalgia, we do have a Twitter chat coming up. So if you guys want to join us on September 13th on Twitter with Lupus Chat. So Lupus Chat is another community that we collaborate with. They're out in the East Coast. And so just join us for that. We'll be sending information in regards to that. And hopefully, we're able to have you join. And our friend Lauren from An Invisible Pod, Melissa, I don't know if you read this. She's working with a couple of advocates on a what is it called? On a free guide on how to navigate the
Hacking
health
healthcare.
system.
Yes.
Yes, isn't that amazing?
I know. I need to get the link. I think it said link in bio, so I have to do that. It's always awkward in Instagram, but hey, we have to get that and update it. Maybe we'll have her come and talk about it. I know you've connected with her as well. I did an interview with her last year when we were in Las Vegas. And before we forget, everybody celebrate with Estela. Congratulations, Estela. She is a finalist for the WEGO Health Awards.
You're my biggest cheerleader. Thank you. Thank you. It was a shock to me because I had never been gotten so many nominations. So I'm so humbled. Everything we do it to help the community. We do it to help others. So we never, aim to get some sort of, award or recognition. That's not why we do things. And just to see that we are making an impact and to see how many nominations we got is pretty amazing. You were one of the winners last year for the WEGO Health Awards. So all the work that you do as well, has impacted so many people. So, congrats on that too, because, not everyone knows that you were a winner last year. But yes, last year when you went, Lauren from An Invisible Pod also won, right?
Yeah, she was a winner for I think the podcast category too. So that was really good to meet and connect with everyone in Las Vegas. I know this year it's going to be remote, but we even have a couple of people. I mean, Crystal and Emmett, you are both doing amazing work. So in your communities to highlight. And that's the thing, is we want to be able to highlight other people with the community, within the community, and advocate and work together, collaborate. Just a shout out to all the work that he's doing for the men with lupus community, but he's been doing a lot of work with the giving out food in San Diego County, right?
Yes.
So
yes, regardless of, with having an autoimmune already is hard enough, but he has been out there delivering food. And we met Emmett at the Lupus Project, right? For the first time. And oh my gosh, he is unstoppable. He has been working so much. He's so determined and just giving back. So yeah, he's been pretty amazing. He also, I think, had gotten some nominations for the WEGO Health Awards. You know, of course, we voted for him. And also Crystal's been doing a lot, especially right now. I think she has a video on why pain matters, or why you matter, something about matters.
Right, and Emmett's included in there.
Yes, he is. I saw that in so many other patient advocates. And I think one of the most amazing things when I watch these videos, because we were able to collaborate with one of her videos, uh, I forget, I think it was in May, is the fact that so many advocates share their story. And, you know, we want to just let everyone know that sharing your story is so powerful, because there are so many other people that don't know who to reach out to, or are afraid to speak out, or don't even accept sometimes, you know, their illness. So to see someone sharing their story can inspire them. So, you know, thanks to everyone that shares that. But yeah, we're connecting with Lauren too, Melissa. You know, she's doing so many amazing things. So when I saw the post that they're going to be doing this free guide, first I thought, free, awesome, we can share. And then number two, you know, she's unstoppable, like literally. She's doing so many things. So, you know, shout out to Lauren. And yes, we're going to be speaking to her, I believe, next week. So we're excited about that.
Well, and I know, so one thing you introduced me to, I mean, we can give a little bit of shout out before we get to Pain Awareness Month a little bit more, but it's the Creating Patient Access Task Force. So we were on a call, and there's an upcoming event, and I wish I had put all the details, but I'm not sure. We can add maybe the details of what that is next.
Yes, that's what we can do. And the Creating Patient Access Task Force is a nonprofit organization that was formed by Ken and Barbie. So I don't know if you guys know who Ken and Barbie is, from the Eye Pain Foundation. They, is it Eye Pain, International Eye Pain? Oh my gosh, I am messing this up. I can't think of the International Eye Pain Foundation, I believe it's called. But we'll put the link on there. So
coffee.
Right. So this task force is going to be having in November, I think it's in November, their first symposium, or virtual symposium conference. And yes, they are allowing organizations to share their information about their organizations if you are a member. And Melissa, you guys are a member. We are a member of the task force as well. So we're excited to share that with you guys too. There's also so many resources on the Eye Pain Foundation, and I'm saying it all wrong probably, but the Eye Pain, I'm just going to say Eye Pain, the Eye Pain website. There's so many links to support groups. There's links to just a lot of information out there. So we'll put out the information for you as well.
Well, and it's important now for Pain Awareness Month and all the activities, because you know how I feel with managing chronic pain. I just feel like we need to do so much more for the pain community. I know that we've talked about, we've been on calls where they're trying to increase research, getting patients involved in the research process, and especially a diverse group of patients involved in the research process. But I think as we go through September, we're going to have some interesting discussions about how we can really dig into pain. I have a lot of thoughts, and I really think that we can tackle it if we have more of these discussions with talented people like yourself to talk about these new ideas that we can bring to the table.
Oh, yes, definitely. You know, we have a lot of experience with pain. So, you know, if anybody can hear us, you know, we would like to collaborate, you know, and share our experience. But yeah, I know we've kind of brought a couple too many things to our conversation today. We're just so excited
to be here. Because well, that's why I told everyone, like, Juana and Estela do so much throughout the week. Like, I don't even know how they can keep up and then have a family life at the same time. So that's why I encouraged. I said, you need to be sharing this so people know, and we need to be doing recaps so we can highlight all the amazing work that they've been generous enough to get me involved. And we have stuff even next week with research forums and rheumatology forums. So there's a lot of they're involved with quite a bit. So that's why I was like, you guys need to talk about this.
Yes, and if any of the topics we've talked about, let us know. We are posting everything, so you can follow, Support Fibro on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. The same here with Looms for Lupus. We're on all three under Looms for Lupus. We tend to share everything on our personal pages as well. So mine is just my name, and I think yours is, well, yours is a little different on a couple. So if you want to shout out yours, I could never get it right.
Well, I'm Melissa Nerdy Talwar. I put that in there, so I think the thing is you'll find me somewhere.
Yeah, so if you follow us, you'll get more information. Again, we have, with the Mental Health Consortium, Congresswoman Grace Napolitano that she leads, we will bring you more information. We attend those monthly. So again, if you need anything in regards to national hotline numbers, we're going to put in all the links so you know where to reach out to help. If you need local resources, we have you. We're here for you. If you are, not from California, we will still connect you with the correct people. And then just, stay tuned for all the amazing things we're going to be doing. We're collaborating with Melissa. Another thing, and it'll be like a surprise, right, Melissa? We're going to be working on some YouTube videos, so you get to see a little more of us. We'll bring you more information.
My hair. Yeah,
The salons might open soon.
We need to have Cassidy come on. If anyone is interested in some style tips, makeup, hair tips, please leave a comment, because then that'll encourage Cassidy to jump on and do more of these tutorials. She does an amazing job. I think we need to welcome her in here and to help us out. Maybe we can pick a particular day when we're all up for it and can bring your makeup and we work together.
Yes, definitely. Especially with the sun protection, we need all that. She's been really great in getting me different types of, sun protective skin products to use under my makeup, because, I live with my makeup. Like, I'm always with my makeup. So I need something that's not going to make me super glossy or super, oily. So she's been pretty good at giving me some tips on that. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to bring you, a lot more tips. I hope that you guys were able to get information, for if you need anything. Melissa's website, actually, the Support Fibro website, has all the links. It also even has a link to our website. I'm still working on it. But, there's information on there. There's links. So please feel free to join us. Next week, we'll bring you more information into what we are doing this week and what we're going to be doing next week. Yeah, because we have been so busy. We have so many webinars we've been attending. Melissa, you have, so maybe you can share a little bit more on what else you've been doing, because I know that you do a lot more than what you say you do.
Well, and there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline for us. I mean, as far as interviews, so we can invite people on and we host those. I know there's a new fibromyalgia cookbook. So I got to talk to the author, and that's going to be released this month. There's just so many things. And again, like our conference, there's a mental health conference going on. So we have, there's so much to share with you guys. So we'll have to put it together for next week and come back and have all this information.
And let us know if you need, if there's a specific topic you want to talk about. We, have been connecting with almost everyone. I think today I just saw, right now that you were talking about the cookbook, we always get questions about nutrition and autoimmune and fibromyalgia. And I know you are a health functional?
I'm a board certified functional medicine health coach, but the big thing with all of this is not only trained in functional medicine, which I've been working on. So I can't sleep. I've been having terrible sleep, which is a topic. When I posted on our page, I asked what resources people need. They all mentioned sleep. So I feel all of you that are having trouble sleeping. I've gone back to that mode where I can't sleep. But one of the things we've been talking about is integrating functional medicine for fibromyalgia groups, conversations, and then Dr. Terry Walls, the work that I've been trained in with her. She's all about nutrition as well. So, and that's for autoimmune conditions. And she launched a new platform, her Autoimmune Mastery. So there's a lot we could share.
Yes, and I think, bringing that on and kind of having like an episode on that, I think would be good because I know that, nutrition plays a huge part on, just on our daily lives. Juicing and, smoothies can be amazing, but you also need to be aware of like high sugar intake with a lot of the fruit smoothies. So even though you're thinking I'm having all the fruits, sometimes you can, intake a lot of sugar. So I just saw patients like me, I think, posted something about like smoothies and sugar intake. So just beware and be cautious. But yeah, I think it'll be amazing. Let us know if you want, Melissa to bring in a couple of those recipes from the new book that's coming out and, maybe tips. I don't know, maybe we could even cook. I won't cook. I'll watch you, Melissa. But
Me?
I know
Oh,
that.
gosh.
But we know,
Okay,
well, we'll
just to
have
let
Donna.
everyone
Donna
know,
can
I
cook.
made it to the final round of Worst Cooks in America. I think what was 2016 or some year. Michael and I auditioned. So even
Really?
they had to take the knife away from me. They were having me cut an onion, and you could see the fear from the people behind the camera and the producer because they knew that if they kept having me cut that onion, I was going to cut my fingers off. So no
Melissa,
sharp
oh my
objects for me. So
gosh.
smoothies,
That is
yes, that
amazing.
pre-cut by someone else, smoothies totally work. But me and sharp objects do not. Or even like eye pencils, anything that has a point, just no.
But you're able to work with all the tools when you're out in your garden. I think it's probably
That has
that's
been
okay.
questionable too. I have
Oh
cut
my
many
gosh.
gloves by accident, and if there's distractions, I have definitely stabbed myself with shears before. So, and my
Oh
dad
no.
knows not to be around me or like have distractions when I'm holding sharp objects.
Watch out, Melissa has a sharp object. Oh my gosh,
Yes,
you see? So we could even bring you different stories on Melissa and her sharp objects. I didn't know
I
that.
call
I didn't
myself
know that there
nerdy
was
for a reason.
I didn't know that there was a show on the worst cooks.
Oh, the Food Network. Yeah, it was Bobby Flay. And they keep changing it out. First, it was Robert Irvine and Anne Bruel. What? I forgot her name. But yeah, they had auditions in Los Angeles for many, many years. So made it to the final round. I just think that in order to make it to the show, they have to believe that you'll be able to learn some cooking skills. That's what I was told. So even though they really, really liked me, the fear through their faces, like they all jumped back. Like it was no, and the producer ran to grab the knife away from me.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're like almost a celebrity because, well, you are a celebrity, I think now. You've been on like you've been on other shows. Like you're just like all over the place.
Oh, I was on a makeover show once, which you can't tell now, but yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna need to get your autograph and share more of these stories. I think, it's amazing that we're doing this and for everyone so they could get to know a little more of us. I know I'm learning a lot more of you right now with the sharp objects, but also so everyone knows that what we're doing behind the scenes. And even though we don't always connect with you, know that we are always fighting and we are always here for you. And then just to kind of wrap up. Again, Mental Health Consortium notes and the bills that our Congresswoman Grace Napolitano, who is the leading or the leader of the Mental Health Caucus, we will be sharing that with you. We will also be posting the national hotline numbers for suicide awareness and help and domestic violence and everything else, all those resources. And then we'll give you some more information in regards to what we're doing next week, and at the end, I think, yeah, next week, so you guys can follow us and you know, and also please let us know if there are any topics that you want us to discuss. You know, we are here for you.
Yeah, definitely.
And do you want to close? Do you want to close, Melissa?
Oh, just thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll have more information coming up. There's a lot on our plates, but it's good. It's exciting. And again, we'll be doing other campaigns. I know we're working with Fibro Fighter Warriors, or Fight Like a Warrior. I need to get these names right. So with their campaign, so we have stuff posted, and I know Topricin, we're doing the painitudes. So.
Oh, yes. So please look out. Yeah, we are going to be doing that. What is it called again, Melissa? Let me see. Is it Topricin, right?
Yes,
am I saying it right?
Fibro.
Yes, the Fibro Cream. So we're going to be working with them together as well. And you know, just if you guys need anything, again, we are here for you. We miss my sister. My sister Juana was not able to make it today. She's in training. But, you know, next week you will see the three of us here, the trio. You know, and we have to give a shout out to Mike for helping us get all this set up and all this technical abilities to share this across the board, because we're live on, is it Facebook? Twitter?
Yeah, well, it's your Facebook page, our Facebook page, YouTube, Twitter. So we are broadcasting live to all of you out there.
Yeah, so thank you. Shout out to Mike for helping us with all of this.
And if you guys like creative carvings, they have that show. So I should put a link so people can go watch that.
Put a link, because you know, it's pretty amazing. Every time I go, and if I miss it, I just go back and I watch it. They're so creative. This last time they did like that ice cream cone, I was like, oh my gosh, how do they do this? So it was really cool to watch. You know, I don't know.
Well, and they have some really impressive artists who have all been on television before. They've done Halloween Wars. They're the pumpkin carvers. They've done a lot of Food Network shows. They're all over YouTube. So you definitely have to tune in, because they have some amazing guests. That last one with he said on YouTube and stuff. So I'll include the Facebook link, but I have to remember we're broadcasting everywhere. So
yeah, so they're on YouTube, but they're also on Facebook. So you see, we're like, you know, we have it all for you. So whether you like the Food Network and are following, you're a foodie, we have that information. If you are creative and love all this pumpkin carving, we have the Carvers and Creators on YouTube. And then I think it came up right now, so that's amazing. You have our Facebook pages. We have chronic illness support, fibromyalgia support, lupus support. We have free symposiums. You know, we'll bring you information in regards to, you know, precision medicine and clinical trials and how you can participate. There were two things that I think I forgot to mention, which I was one of the guests for the All of Us research program this last week. Yeah, I'm like, how can I forget? You know what I've been doing? Like, I'm putting Post-its to help me. So the All of Us research program is a national program that the NIH is funding. So to learn more about it, I will also put the link. I was able to share my story of why I participated in the program. And, you know, it's just an amazing program to be part of. So looking forward to speaking. I have 2 more speaking engagements with the All of Us research program. Next week, we'll be, you know, connecting again. So I'll bring you guys more information. If you missed it, I will share the link. And then just, you know, we're just, you know, glad that we're able to connect with so many other people, you know. You also, Melissa, and I just remembered right now, April Wellness, you you are going, or you were part of, or you are part of some sort of research institute. I forgot the name. If you want to
Yeah,
talk about
we
it.
should actually
Before we-
bring in April because she's going to launch in October. So maybe we can time it where she can talk about her launch since it's online, so more people can tune in
Yes.
from the
Oh,
autoimmune
definitely.
community.
Yes, because you're part of her committee for the research part, and I know we're part of the community part. So yes, she's going to have a I think it's October 10th. So we will invite April. So I know it's a lot of information, but I think it's because it's our first time back and we just want to tell you everything we've been working on this past 3 weeks. And just to sum it up, we'll post all the links on there so you can follow. But to get up-to-date information and to participate and/or get the links, go to our web pages. I mean, to our Facebook pages and
Web
our
pages work too.
Instagram. Everywhere, right? Everywhere. But I think we should probably cut it for now. It's 45 minutes. I know
Yeah.
we don't want to take up a lot of your time. We were trying to keep it at 30 minutes, but we just got too excited.
Well,
All this
we're
food
trying to move
stuff.
over to Instagram. Let's see how that works.
Yes. So we'll see how that goes. So stay tuned. And again, please, we will continue to stay connected and reach out to us if you need us.
Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. And if no one has said this to you today, you are worthy and you are not alone. So we thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.